Good evening, folks, and welcome to Heavy Metal Talk. I'm your host, Sean Patrick Erschen. This week we are counting down the top 10 Carcass songs. Yes, absolutely love Carcass, one of my favorite heavy metal bands of all time. Yeah, not just my favorite death metal band, but one of my favorite metal bands, period. Carcass has just been the go-to band for me when I'm ever in a pissed-off mood or I need to get my aggressions out. They're the band that provides that for me in spades. With that being said, let's get into a couple honorable mentions, and I'm only going to have a couple because I could just go on and on. First honorable mention would be Torn Arteries from the album Torn Arteries, their newest album in their discography. Just what a great way to start off an album. It just kicks it right off with a bang, with an absolute flesh ripper, you know. The pace is set right away. There's no slow build up to it or slow intro or anything. It's just like bam, you know. Awesome stuff. Next one will be Heartwork from the album Heartwork, the legendary classic that is Heartwork, with a great title track. With all kinds of intricate guitar work in the Iron Maiden style, but it's also heavy as hell. Okay, let's get into it. At number 10 is going to be Payasisified, Rotten to the Gore, from the album Reek of Putrefaction. Yes, their debut album, that's just blood-soaked carnage, you know, it's just insane, over-the-top grindcore craziness. But it's a rough production, and I think everyone pretty much unanimously says that the production value of this album is really rough. But I will say, in all the craziness, one of the most structured songs is this song. It's got a great groove to it, a great awesome main riff. I just love it. I think it's a classic, and it's just got that nastiness from the early Carcass that really sets the tone for what's to come. In at number 9 is going to be Unfit for Human Consumption from their big comeback album Surgical Steel from 2013. I remember seeing the teaser clip for this song and the video as well. And I was just so stoked. I was like, oh, I can't wait. I was just frothing at the mouth waiting for this album to come out. And man, did it deliver. What a classic. I mean, not only was it a great return to form, it was just one of their best albums, period. I wasn't expecting it to be that good, you know. But Unfit for Human Consumption is a classic Carcass song from front to back. Amazing. I mean, the riffage on that song from Bill Steer and the awesome vocals from Jeff Walker is just an absolute classic. And the new drummer does a fantastic job, by the way. It's tough to fill Ken Owen's shoes, but I think he does a great job. And I'd say he's a little more technical than Ken Owen. And in that number 8 is going to be Ruptured in Purulence from Symphonies of Sickness, the album you see right up there. Absolute classic, absolute banger. And this one was a little bit of the departure for this particular album, which is so blood-soaked and gore-soaked and brutal. It was almost like a little bit of break with a little bit of cool bass tone in there from Jeff Walker. Before it gets into the nasty guttural vocal of Bill Steer there. You know? I swear he just sounds like a werewolf or something, frothing at the mouth. He sounds like a monster with his vocals, that guttural, nasty growl, but it's awesome. Great, great song. In at number 7 is going to be Under the Scalpel Blade from Torn Arteries. Yes, this was the song that they released before the album actually came out, and it was like, holy crap, if the rest of the album is like this is going to be the greatest ever, because it's so brutal, so punishing. Oh man, the main riff is just gargantuan. Absolutely one of their heaviest songs ever, in my opinion. I absolutely love it. It's my favorite song on the album, still. even after it came out. In at number 6 is going to be The Master Butcher's Apron from Surgical Steel. Yes, absolutely love this song. It's my favorite song on the album, and it's just that classic brutality of Carcass with the gore-soaked lyrics, like, you know, with Necroticism or the Symphonies of Sickness style. It's got that classic Carcass style, and I love it. It's so brutal, and that breakdown in the middle is one of the heaviest things that they've ever done. It's just like awesome. You can just see the mosh pit rolling around, and that it's crazy. In at number 5 is going to be Incarnated Solvent Abuse from Necroticism, Descanting the Insalubrious. Absolute classic. I mean, man, this is just chock full of brutal riffs from Bill Steer. Some of his best work ever. The song is so heavy, it's so intense, and it's just a banger. I mean, it's absolutely insane. Love this song, love the video. It's just a classic. In at number 4 is the unforgettable Exhumed to Consume, of course, from Symphonies of Sickness. Just a staple of their live shows and a staple of their discography, period. Everyone knows this song. Everyone loves it. It's monstrous. It's insane. It's so much fun. But the main riff is just so catchy, but so heavy at the same time. And I'd say this is Bill Steer's opus, you know, because he kind of does the lead vocals in the song. This is his baby, you know. Awesome song. In at number 3 is going to be Embodiment. And it's hard to pick just 1 or 2 songs from Heartwork because it's such a phenomenal album. It's so crushing. It's so monstrous. And man, one of the absolute heaviest riffs is on Embodiment. Oh man, it's so gargantuan. It's so monstrously heavy. It's like Godzilla stomping on your head. I know I've said that before when describing this album, but it's not truer on any song than on Embodiment. Except maybe the next song, Buried Dreams, in at number 2, which is the opener of Heartwork. And man, I remember when I first heard this song, like, my mind was blown away at how insanely heavy the main riff is. What a way to kick off an album. It's just burn, dun, 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 dun. Oh man, love this song. I love the vocals from Jeff Walker on this song particularly. He's just at his most vicious and violent in his delivery on the vocal performance. Yeah, that with the monstrously heavy riff, the awesome grooving drums, the galloping drums of Ken Owen in this track is incredible. And in that number 1, what's it gonna be? It's going to be the absolute classic, the signature song for me for Carcass, and that is Corporal Jigsaw Quandary, yes, from Necroticism, Descanting the Insalubrious. To me, you know, once you hear that classic drum track from Ken Owen there to kick off the song, it's just I can't stop banging my head. It's just insane. It's infectious, it's catchy, it's heavy as hell, and it's just a classic death metal song from the greatest death metal band of all time, Carcass. And that's it, guys, for the top 10 Carcass songs of all time. Obviously, that's just my opinion. Let me hear your picks for the top 10 Carcass songs of all time in the comments. Let me know. And thank you for joining me, Sean Patrick Erschen, in Heavy Metal Talk. Tune in and rock on.